The enduring tension between Iran and the United States, often mistaken for an official war, is actually a decades-long geopolitical standoff rooted in historical grievances and strategic calculations that began with the 1953 CIA-backed coup that overthrew Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, fueling deep Iranian resentment toward American intervention that culminated in the 1979 Islamic Revolution and the subsequent 444-day hostage crisis. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, the conflict evolved into a shadow war as Washington backed Saddam Hussein during the Iran-Iraq War, imposed sweeping sanctions under a dual containment policy, and clashed with Iranian-backed proxies across the Middle East, while Tehran viewed US actions as existential threats and justified its own regional influence as legitimate resistance to Western imperialism. Despite moments of diplomatic progress like the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, JCPOA, the standoff escalated again after the US withdrew in 2018, reimposed maximum pressure sanctions, and assassinated General Qasem Soleimani in 2020, triggering retaliatory missile strikes and a continuous cycle of cyber attacks, drone warfare, and proxy confrontations that have kept both nations on the brink of direct conflict. Yet neither side has ever formally declared war due to a combination of mutual military deterrence, the catastrophic global economic consequences of disrupting the Strait of Hormuz and worldwide energy markets, and domestic political realities that favor economic and proxy pressure over the quagmire of full-scale invasion. Ultimately, the Iran-America rivalry illustrates how modern powers clash not through traditional battlefield declarations, but through sustained economic warfare, ideological competition, and calculated proxy engagements, leaving a legacy of missed diplomatic opportunities and reminding us that lasting stability will require moving beyond cycles of retaliation toward genuine dialogue, verified security guarantees, and a recognition that behind decades of state-level strategy are ordinary citizens on both sides who deserve more than perpetual conflict.
Recognizing that Protestant settlers were rapidly outnumbering them and would soon seize control of Maryland's colonial charter, the colony's Catholic founders strategically embedded a tolerance clause that granted religious freedom only to those who worshipped the Trinity. By deliberately specifying the Trinity rather than simply requiring belief in Jesus, Catholic lawmakers crafted a precise theological boundary designed to exclude both Jews who do not accept Jesus as divine and Muslims who revere Jesus as a prophet, but reject the Christian doctrine of a three-part God. What appeared on the surface as an early experiment in religious coexistence was, in reality, a calculated political maneuver that used the language of tolerance to preserve Catholics' influence while legally marginalizing any faith that fell outside their narrow doctrinal requirement.